In Salem, secrets never stay hidden, and when they explode, the fallout is devastating. This week, Days of Our Lives teases one of its most haunting twists yet. Rachel Black, a girl already burdened by the DiMera and Black family legacies, may finally recover her memories of the night EJ was shot. But instead of clarity, those memories could destroy her. Pain, guilt, and fear may drive Rachel to vanish, leaving Brady scrambling in desperation and Salem shaken to its core. Could Rachel be gone for good? Or will this runaway crisis only pull her closer to Kristen, the mother she both loves and fears? Let's break down the clues, the turmoil, and the tragic possibilities waiting for Salem. For weeks, Rachel Black has been living in a fog, shielded by her own mind from the darkest truth of all. Her memories of that fateful night when EJ DiMera was shot have been fractured, distorted, or buried altogether. Kristen's shocking courtroom confession painted her as the shooter, but fans know it was nothing more than a desperate sacrifice to protect her daughter. Rachel herself has been blissfully unaware of her role until now. Days spoilers suggest the floodgates are about to open. Memory doesn't stay buried forever, especially when trauma runs deep. Rachel's mind will begin to betray her, replaying flashes of the night that changed everything. A raised voice, the cold feel of the gun in her hands, the deafening sound of the shot, and finally, the horrifying image of EJ collapsing before her. This isn't just about recovering memory, it's about confronting unbearable guilt. Rachel is still so young, too innocent to carry the weight of attempted murder. Yet once those images sharpen in her mind, she'll no longer be able to escape the truth. The guilt will be suffocating, filling her with fear, shame, and an overwhelming sense of responsibility. How will she cope? Will she confide in someone she trusts, or will the memory push her into panic and self-destruction? Salem is about to witness a child crushed beneath the weight of an adult's sin, and the results could be catastrophic. For Brady Black, life has always been a battle between love and chaos, and nowhere is that battle more painful than in his role as a father. He has fought Kristen tooth and nail for Rachel's custody, tried to shield his daughter from her mother's manipulative influence, and bent over backwards to give her a sense of stability. But this latest revelation shakes him to his core. When Rachel's memories resurface, Brady realizes his worst nightmare. His little girl isn't just traumatized, she is the one who pulled the trigger on EJ DiMera. The shock leaves him reeling. Anger at Kristen burns hot. In his eyes, she should have revealed the truth earlier. Instead, she let Rachel testify, let Johnny face possible prison time, and kept silent while the situation spiraled into disaster. Brady's fury, however, is matched by his fear. He knows Rachel has a history of bolting when things get too heavy. And this time, if she runs, it won't just be out of defiance, it will be out of unbearable guilt. The clock will tick louder with every second she's missing, because Brady understands what Salem does to lost children. It swallows them whole. For Brady, this becomes more than a search. It's a desperate attempt to save his daughter from herself, to pull her back from the edge of despair before tragedy strikes. But deep down, a terrifying question lingers. What if love isn't enough this time? Rachel Black has always been headstrong, and when faced with unbearable pressure, she runs. Fans remember the chilling incident when she called an Uber, slipped past her father, and went straight to Statesville to see Kristen. Even then, her determination was unshakable. If she could do it once, she could certainly do it again. Now, armed with the devastating memory of pulling the trigger, Rachel may feel she has no choice but to run. And where would she go? Straight to Kristen. In Rachel's mind, her mother is the only one who can understand her pain. Kristen was there, she knows the truth, and she has already sacrificed herself once to protect Rachel. For a child torn apart by guilt, that kind of loyalty is magnetic. But this reunion is fraught with danger. Kristen may welcome her daughter with open arms, but her instinct will be to silence her. To keep Rachel quiet. To let the world believe Kristen is guilty rather than expose Rachel to scandal, shame, and possible charges. Yet Rachel, burdened with a conscience too heavy for her years, may resist. She may insist on confessing, desperate to stop her mother from paying the price for her mistake. This tug of war between mother and daughter could push Rachel even deeper into turmoil. Will she allow Kristen to bury the truth, or will she choose honesty, even if it destroys them both? And if Rachel disappears before Brady can find her, Salem could be facing another runaway crisis with consequences that echo through every family. Kristen DiMera has always lived in the gray area between fierce maternal love and ruthless self-preservation. Her shocking courtroom confession, taking the blame for shooting EJ, wasn't born from guilt or honesty, but from instinct. Her daughter's life was on the line, and Kristen didn't hesitate to sacrifice herself. But the return of Rachel's memories threatens to upend everything. When Rachel confronts her, Kristen is thrust into a dilemma that cuts deeper than anything she's faced. On one side lies her role as a mother, willing to carry any burden to shield her child. She would rather rot in prison than watch Rachel be branded a criminal. On the other side lies the truth, because Kristen knows that if Rachel insists on confessing, it could unravel everything she fought to protect. This is where Kristen becomes dangerous. If Rachel sneaks into Statesville to see her, the emotional tug-of-war could turn explosive. Kristen's voice, persuasive and manipulative, will beg her daughter to stay silent. She'll frame it as protection, insisting Rachel deserves a future free from shame. But Rachel, tormented by guilt, may push back. For the first time, Kristen's influence could fail, because Rachel's conscience might prove stronger than her mother's schemes. The real question is, will Kristen risk losing her daughter's trust by demanding silence, or will she allow Rachel to face the consequences? For Kristen, the stakes aren't just her freedom, they're the bond with the only person she truly loves. Rachel's journey is no longer defined by one tragic night, it has become a battle for her soul. With her memories restored, she finds herself trapped between two opposing forces: Brady, who desperately wants to comfort her, and Kristen, who desperately wants to control her. This crossroads leaves fans with haunting questions. Will Rachel run away once more, disappearing into Salem's shadows and igniting another frantic search? Brady's worst fear has always been losing his daughter, and another disappearance could drive him into despair, questioning every decision he has made as a father. Or will Rachel choose confession? A confession would free her conscience, but it would also expose her to unimaginable consequences. EJ DiMera might finally come face to face with the child who nearly ended his life, forcing the DiMera family into turmoil unlike anything they've faced before. And then there's Kristen's influence. If she convinces Rachel to remain silent, the cycle of lies continues. Kristen takes the fall, Rachel carries guilt and silence, and the truth remains buried, at least for now. But how long before that silence corrodes Rachel from the inside? Thursday's spoilers suggest Rachel's next choice won't just impact her future, it could reshape Salem's landscape. Her story isn't about innocence lost, but about whether honesty, loyalty, or manipulation will define her destiny. Rachel Black's fate teeters on the edge of a knife. With her memories flooding back, the walls of secrecy are collapsing, and every decision now carries the weight of tragedy. Will she vanish again, repeating her runaway past and leaving Brady shattered? Will she confess, shocking Salem and setting off a storm that could tear the DiMeras and the Blacks apart? Or will she yield to Kristen's pleas, allowing her mother's sacrifice to stand, even if it poisons the bond between them forever? What makes this storyline so compelling is that every outcome is catastrophic in its own way. A runaway sparks panic. A confession shakes family dynasties. Silence breeds a cycle of lies that can only end in greater destruction. Thursday's drama isn't just about a daughter recovering her memory, it's about a family standing at the edge of collapse, and a town bracing for the aftershocks. Salem thrives on secrets, but this one may be too heavy for even its most powerful families to bear. Stay tuned, because in days of our lives, even the youngest hearts carry the darkest secrets, and when those secrets surface, the entire town feels the quake.